I get a question from people that I understand intellectually that all there is consciousness, and whatever is arising right now in this very moment is all there is. But when it comes to life and living, my mind creates doubt. So, how do I deal with that doubt? Because that doubt brings pain and suffering. And I will use Ramana Maharishi's words. He says, doubts never end. If one doubt is removed, another takes its place. It is like removing the leaves of a tree one by one. Even if all the leaves are clipped off, new one grows. The tree itself must be uprooted. The whole idea is that if we try to reason and clarify the doubt, that means if we use thought to cut off another thought, we are still using an instrument that splits into two. Thought by nature is divisive. So anytime you will find a solution to a problem, you will notice that more problems stem from that solution. It only solves problems temporarily, but never goes into the root of the problem, which Ramana Maharishi here mentions as the tree. So what is that tree? That tree he's referring to is the separate self or the ego. The ego claims ownership of the thought and tries to propagate suffering in horizontal time by finding a solution using analysis. All that is needed is to look at this sense of separation, the tree with all its roots of the branches of fear and thoughts, different thoughts emanating from it. When you look at it for what it is, that itself uproots the whole tree. So your own sense of I, the sense of separateness, is the key to wholeness. It is your doorway to wholeness. After that, what happens? After that, doubts may still arise. But you will not get worried. You will not get caught up in the mind's story, because you know that whatever my mind is coming up, whatever rational solution I think I'm trying to find or come up with for my emotional problems is not going to solve anything. In fact, any solution that I come up to solve my emotional problem is going to create more and more complications, other problems. And we have seen this in life. Whenever we try to deal with an emotion with logic, it is always the emotion that wins. Because at the root of it, it is core separation. And that sensation is very strong. So doubt also can be said to be a sort of emotion, because it does create an emotional response. So it is a continuation of the same energy. So when the doubt arises, it arises because of a belief, a thought. So what is at the root of that thought? That is to be examined. At the root of that thought is the core belief that I am a separate individual living a separate life. When it is recognized that this division between me and the others is the root of my conflict in life, that vision, that that witnessing itself ends the separation. After that, the doubts may still come up because mind habitually does what it's designed to do. But then there is this deep knowing that at the root of it all, there is no separation. That there is one consciousness behind all multiplicity, behind all appearances. There is one energy that powers everything. So, Ramana Maharishi says, don't try to cut thought one by one. Rather, go to the root. We say that, we have this problem, that problem, problem with relationship, problem with marriage, and they are all plagued with doubts. I'm doubtful about my relationship, I'm doubtful about my finances, I have this trouble, that trouble. So doubt is everywhere, and it is bringing about emotions and sensations which are causing trouble, which are not allowing me to live a fulfilled and a satisfied life. So what do I do? And there's nothing to be done other than to simply witness the doubt and see what it is. What is its root? It is the tree of separation that is creating all these branches in different direction. Doubt about this, doubt about marriage, relationship, work, this, that. That is the whole idea. So, the tree, this I, which moves in this direction as I am this or I am that, this whole movement is the reason for our suffering. The more it moves horizontally, the more identification there is with I am this, I am that, the more doubt arises. Because at the root of it is thought, and that thought by nature is divisive. So it is splitting into subject and object. Whereas self-realization, as per Ramana Maharishi, is the breakdown of this relationship of the subject, of the subject and the object. So me versus others becomes me and others. Which is the recognition of the eternal self behind appearances. So there can be no doubt in that. Anything you do that is born out of thought, thinking, is just going to create more and more divisions, and divisions will produce more and more doubt, more and more conflict. So nothing needs to be done other than to see doubt for what it is.